So howdy everyone, and welcome to more from TROUBLESHOOTER in the Black Shadow. This is our 5th interlude video of the series so far. I don't know how many more of these there'll be, probably a couple more for all is said and done. But last time we eventually managed to get Kylie into the team, which I'm very happy with. It means we have a full TROUBLESHOOTER team. So we're going to deal with her, we're going to deal with some bits and pieces. First thing I want to do though is head to the warehouse and see what exactly Kylie's up to in here. Obviously, we've got the various bits and pieces for Giselle. I honestly don't think I'm going to do very much of this beast stuff. I'm not going to lie, but it's fine. Best thing Kylie saw when she came to the workshop was the beasts. Yep, afraid so. I mean, Giselle was here first. The workbench. Oh, it's your old one. Huh.
Yeah. He kept it anyways.
Never mind. Alright, so we now have a machine manufacturing station label here. Yeah. Yeah, give it a little tidy up. Alright, there we go. Holy Christ. So we have more game mechanics. Oh my god. Machine crafting, module crafting. Okay, and there's a brand new tab for modules as well. Oh my god. Alright, let's do machine crafting first. See what's going on here. So, here we are then. We can... Oh my god, we can actually get drones to join us in battle. Nice. You need a total of 6 parts to manufacture a machine. Weapons, power, armor, propulsion, sensors, and a fuel tank. I have some basic parts that we made into a useful drone for now. If you don't really like the performance, I'm cool with it. So we can manufacture a machine that Kylie can summon. Ooh. After choosing the machine, SP gauge and OS mastery and the parts composition reaches 100%, the machine manufacture button will be enabled. Machine and SP gauge cannot be changed after manufacturing, but OS masteries and parts equipment can be tinkered around. We should note that if you change the machine's equipment, previous equipment will be dismantled and returned as materials. We manufacture the parts for the machine using the machine tab in item manufacturing, and change the equipment using change machine is located in the lower section of the equipment slot. Okay, I think that makes sort of sense. Consider the machine's purpose when manufacturing, of course, makes sense. Don't just build anything random, you know, kind of build it with a specific idea in mind. And you can consider the performance, but also its maximum output. Output figure exists for machines like humans and beasts have training, but okay. All machines can add modules according to the maximum output of the machine. Right, and I'm going to show you a little bit of what this means. I get what Skip's talking about here. Max output basically increases from the data accumulation from the OS, but you may also increase max output through machine parts, so be aware of that. Yes. Well, manufacturing machines anyway, so you just determine what its purposes will be. Neat. So, the best way to explain this is if we go back to the office and if we actually go to the troublemaker list. Now, we have been, as we've been fighting, we have been collecting information on some robot machines from time to time, and let's find one that's good. Actually, here we are, the abandoned firefighter drone. So if we, now we can get some, we can craft some of the items from some of these. Okay. So if you look at this, for example, we've got these various modules here. So you'll notice that this has 600 fuel, charging SP and such fuel consumption. Oh, I can grab all this stuff now. That's good to know. But yes, you've got these various modules here. So you see these cost blueprints. Blueprint. This costs 2. This costs 2. And basically, as you construct these, they have the technique point level, which is basically the same as what it would be previously. So look at the scout drone, for example, would have its own bits and pieces here. And you see, so again, all these different kinds of masteries here. And it's basically the same system. It's just instead of a character, it's for robots. So they don't interchange. But the basic premise of it is pretty much the same. So let's go ahead and receive all this stuff here. We're gonna have so much stuff. Oh my god. Okay, so with all that done, we can now go to our machine crafting. So you've got your various types of frames, You see, the weight of the equipped lines, the max output varies depending on the machine. So you've got a scout drone, so this will allow you to get more sort of general basic 4 and 3s across the board. If we take like the fire drone, however, it gives me more reinforcement, gives me less AI. This focuses on security. This focuses on more frame modules. You get basically the kind of idea. And obviously, so you want to kind of decide what you're going to be putting together here. So let's just go for something pretty basic for this, I guess, at the moment, just to test this out. So we'll stick with the scout drone. We've got the SP structure, which you also cannot change after crafting. So it can either be SP also can be heating. So as you consume fuel, you'll gradually get hold of more SP, and that will give us better speed as we go. We've got information diagnosis, so it gives us 5 SP when we attack or are attacked, which gives us a hit chance and various benefits per 2 SP. And we have recharging, which you've seen a bit as well, which so you just get a flat 5 SP every turn, and also recovers your fuel recovery rate. So the idea is basically, this is the one if you want to make it last longer. So let's say if we were going to make like a fire drone here, so if we would go incineration drone. And you can see as well the stats here as well. Yeah, so you've got the maximum loadage. So this shows the limit weight of the equipment that can be equipped. So this scout drone can only equip 610. The incineration drone can equip a bit more here, 640. If we go for the high speed, a lot less loadage available. So this is like your kind of your equipment in your gear. And then the output is the various modules you can actually put into the system. So this is going to be a bit weaker in combat. You make up for it more with more masteries, whereas the reinforced drone is the complete opposite. Make sense? And again, you can see how many of the different types of masteries you can have on all of these as well. Any various stats, health points, fuel, and then all your standard resistance here. This is some fairly standard stuff that we've seen. It's just displayed differently. So yeah, let's go for what would be good for you. Transport drone is like pretty heavy duty. This is as solid as it gets. It's like a little car. It's absolutely adorable. Let's go for a reinforced drone. I think that's still going to be pretty solid here. I'll lose a little bit of output, but I think it's fine. We will go for. I want to go for here. This also, so the SP structure also changed it as well. Changes this stuff here. Also changes the resistances. So this gives fire and a little bit of ice. That's wind, a little bit of water. This is lightning and a little bit of earth. I think I would rather go with recharge. And then we have the OS structure, which can be changed about. So we've got multi-processing, which increases fuel consumption by 1% for every applied module. Also decreases any cast delay, which is pretty good. Gives us +3 output as well. We've got open type, which reduces fuel consumption by 1 for every currently applied. Instead of the increases fuel consumption, that reduces fuel consumption, but reduces fuel consumption just straight fired and gives extra speed. And then we've got the independent OS, which reduces fuel. Recovering fuel reduces our action time recovered, but increases our maximum loadage as well. So lots of bits and pieces here. Obviously, it gives us less output. So I think I'll just stick with multi-processing for now. Then we have our various parts. So currently, we've just got some fairly basic stuff here. Assault rifles, flamethrowers, lasers, that sort of thing. So this isn't like we've got 80 of them. It's just we have 80 weight here. So you can see here that's our weight and our loadage. So if I was to put on an assault rifle on this, that'd be 80. We've got our engine type. So this gives us slightly better fuel consumption, but obviously weight's a little bit more. So we put that on. We've got our whatever this is. This is our armor. So we've got carbon, which is going to be typically lighter. You can see here it gives 600 armor, 400 resistance. The black iron armor is a lot more meatier in combat, but obviously is going to weigh a heck of a lot more. And titanium armor is kind of somewhere in the middle. In fact, as you know, it's basically all solid armor, but it's very, very vulnerable to magic attacks, which is, you know, going to be a concern. You could definitely go for this type and just kind of stick with this and call it a day. and just only choose to like bring it out in situations where it's basically going to be shot out a lot and there isn't going to deal with a lot of like magic or other types of damage. So let's just grab this for now. Next, we've got how its movement. So standardly we've just got the hover devices, but we can give it this here, the hover device, which reduces its speed a little bit more actually. It's currently at 99. So what benefit is this? Fuel consumption. Why would I want... Why is this better? I'm not entirely sure why I'd want this higher. I figured I'd want this lower. Must be a reason. Then we've got the sensors, which is going to basically its ability to like hit stuff. We can improve that obviously a little bit here. Also a bit of extra sight. And then we've got the fuel canister here as well. So you've got small tanks for 800 fuel or medium tanks for 1200. But obviously the bigger the engine, the bigger this is, the lower the speed's going to go. So that is a problem. And that is a basic machine here, pretty much. You've also got some various modules here as well. Module crafting awards. So these are things once you get a higher class level. So this is normal, remodeled, reinforced, and complete. And you get hold of some extra bits and pieces. Make sense? Hopefully it does. Now, what we're going to do is before we actually put something together, we're going to go to module crafting. And yes, basically, this is the exact same system that we've used for picking up masteries, but for machines, basically. And that's basically what the game's telling you. While masteries can be learned from experience, modules are just programs. You know, it's different because they are machine parts. So as long as you know it exists, you can make it. Yeah, if you have sufficient materials, she can make it pretty much. So there is all manner of stuff here. Security modules, assessment programs, boosters, dummy systems, protecting against hacking, faster recharges. There is so much stuff here. Nozzles, resistances, superchargers, reinforcements. I mean, there's the suicide bombing. Just all manner of stuff. And there's probably loads more. So obviously we can spend some time crafting these various masteries so that we can then actually put them onto our robots. So if we just make like the most basic robot in the world here, with just stuff that I'm never really going to use. Just whack all this basic stuff on here. And we craft this. There we go. We can now manage these through the machine list in the lower right part of the screen. Hey, got ourselves a new mastery. Nice. Precise adjustment. I have to keep an eye to see what the hell that is. Oh, look at it. It's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. So now we have the machines list here. So here we are then. Scout Dro, level 13. Again, you see here, we've got the output of 39. Which is effectively its mastery board. It's called the module board, as you can see here. And this is how you would add it here. So, of course, you can see currently we have none of this stuff made whatsoever. I'd have to spend time creating this stuff. So, in order to do that, let's say we want to make this additional booster. Yeah, this is what I expected. Items that are registered as fixed research materials are required in order to research the selected module. As you can see here, these are the things you must have to make this. But extra research material can also be needed. Modules registered as required research points are required. All items and modules used for research are consumed, of course. So you can see, if so, for example, this is absolutely fundamental. We need this. And we can obviously make, you know, as many of these as we kind of want, basically. We can make 22 because we've got the oil sacks. But if I go to, say... Let's find another example of something here that might need some additional stuff. It looks like it's all fairly fun. Some of these are obviously expensive. And I have been building up a lot of these machine parts as well for the past while. Looks like that is about it, really. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that looks a little bit different here. Don't think so. Looks like that's largely it, but you get the idea, basically. So this one needs a multi-process unit. So this is where crafting comes in as well, having to make some of these rarer parts from like the basic stuff. Makes sense. Anyways, so that's how that would basically work. We can terminate machines as well if we don't want it. Yeah, the module disarmed, equipment will vanish after extracting the materials. So if we break it down, we now get some bits and pieces from it, basically. Makes sense. Right. I'm not going to make this on the screen because it's going to take some time. I'm going to need to think about what I want to construct there, but that hopefully makes sense. Okay, next up is Kylie herself. So let's go ahead and do exactly this. Kylie Zoo. Good day, everyone on the team, my dear. So let's see what you've got here. She starts off obviously as an engineer, but she has access to other classes. She has the Scholar class, which is fully mastered, which is pretty cool. We obviously don't need to go ahead and use this. So she has access to either engineering or hacking. So I'm assuming that engineering is going to be more kind of like obviously stuff to like improve the robots here. So reinforced protocols, matrices, triggers reactive matrix, 3 turns of 30% block. Nice. So this is obviously just for stuff, obviously for support. And then you got hacking, which is going to be more obviously for dealing with actual robots. So hacking protocol, confusion, administrator authority. So I think you can use the tech to temporarily take control of something. Oh, it looks of it. It's pretty nuts. And of course, there's some machine stuff there as well, which is pretty cool. Also worth noting, yeah, she has access to the thief masteries on hacking. Which is interesting because we've actually picked up a couple of those over the course of the game, so that's neat. I think I'm going to get down the engineer path though first. It's the one she's on currently, but I will definitely have to get her both, and then we'll think about it. She again note that she does not currently have a she doesn't have a actual freaking finisher at the moment. That needs engineer level 15, and this doesn't even have one. So I've got to get her to level 15 on engineer just to give her an actual finisher attack, which is kind of crazy. So definitely engineer is what you want to do first there, no doubt about that. So her abilities wise, we'll just whack on some machine now. So she's going to take us some time to kind of get. She's also a little bit behind at level 30. That is a little bit behind the 8 balls, so it's going to take a while getting her up to there. She has machine crafting, of course, and yeah, she can make all sorts of stuff here. Level 2 gear, grenades, material upgrading, level 3. That's pretty awesome. And here is her mastery board. So some of the stuff we've got. Oh, firm determination. Let me turn this off here. That's gonna make this complicated and messy. Put this back up to cool, please. Thank you. That's gonna make everything look completely wrong. So, yes, Kylie, let's have a look at your masteries then, my dear. It's okay, but obviously she's going to be struggling here for a while. Again, you can see here's all the scholar stuff. So, advanced information, applicable knowledge. There is a lot of stuff she can use. Education. Let's have a look at what all this stuff is, shall we? So, let's have a look at our scholar things. So, advanced information. Combat effect increases by 50% in respect to the amount of information on enemy. Okay. So if it's enemies we fought loads before, we actually get a buff against them, which is pretty good. You get a tiny buff anyways, but you can get more advantage for them. That's pretty neat. Applicable knowledge reduces cooldowns for all abilities by 1. Awesome. Educational book. Dodge chance increases by 0.5% per currently applied mastery, not of the class type. So everything that's not an engineer one. Block increases by 1% per currently applied mastery, also not of the class. So basically that's for doing other stuff that's not part of her class, but still kind of neat. The Great Scholar. You get for every total training point of each currently applied mastery. So for every point put into basic, you get 8 health, everything support, extra vigor. That's kind of neat, actually. I like that. And professional book. Critical hit chance increases by 0.5% per class mastery and critical damage up 4%. Pretty good. As for her engineer stuff, we have got quite a few. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. These are the 2 that we picked up previously over the course of the last video. So precise adjustment. Grants summoned robots or stolen robots precise machine adjustment. Giving her extra bonuses for lots of stuff there for the items. Pretty neat. And restore protocol automatically we've seen. Randomly choose a protocol, has 0 remaining uses, and increase it by 1 at the start of a turn. That is going to be useful for really long missions, no doubt about that. She's also got stuff as well. Extra protocol just goes on. So this goes on to ability, just gives 2 extra ability uses. Neat. Fluid dynamics. Hitting a target increases their turn time by 10. Hitting machine increases it by 30. So that's basically obviously for stalling against machines, which is pretty good. Also grants, yes, and you see here, so this is also, so these are granting our robots that we control extra moves here. So precise adjustment gives us a bit of a small buff to from our items and is more of a buff to our robots. Fluid dynamics allows them to get super fluid control AI, which will reduce casting delay and cooldowns for our robots, which is pretty sweet. Kinetics gives them autonomous movement. Kylie gains plus 10 speed, 5% hit chance. And autonomous movement AI, moving more than 8 tiles, is basically a run, but for robots, which is pretty cool. That's very nice. Solid mechanics gives them prediction of diagonal cracks, which gives us plus 10% attack damage and gives the robots extra crit chance and crit damage. And thermodynamics, needed for abilities decreases by 10, and gives energy optimization, giving fuel reductions for our robots. So you can see here a lot of Kylie's stuff is about benefiting her, especially on this sort of things. Hacking is probably less robot reliant, but it might be more robot reliant. I don't entirely know. Skilled military strategist here. Run, chain tactics, ambush, and something else. Run will reduce action time by 20. That's pretty awesome. Chain effect decreases AT for allies. Ambushes gives us potential points. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff to do here. My God. Yeah, it's going to take some time thinking how I'm going to want to set up. I don't know if I really will care about having Kylie with expert. Like, it's nice, but she does have support protocols, and like I've also got Anne, and Anne is so good at healing, so I don't think I'm gonna need this really. Right, let's work this out. How many of these can I make? I can make that. Alright. I just go ahead and make every class mastery that I can here. Kai's the only person that's ever going to need it. That needs professional book. I need to make 2 of these. That can be done. This is the great thing with these kind of these videos, is that I can just is that I can just kind of make these, because I know at this point, like, if you're interested in these interludes, you'll watch, and if you're not interested in interludes, then you'll move on. So I can just kind of crack on these. Kinetics requires more professional books. God damn it! I have to make another one, I'm sure, pretty shortly. But yeah, let's just make one of all of these, and I'll work it out from there. I'm probably not going to use all of these, but it's fine. So many things require professional books. Just give me a load of these, please. Thank you. Watch, I don't need any more. I'm like, damn it. Wouldn't shock me. I do like this chill music though. This helps a lot with these interludes. Having this, told you I needed more of them. So there's unlocking there, so we can like disarm traps and stuff. There's all sorts of funky stuff with thieving. More game mechanics I've not dealt into. So that's all the engineer stuff. What about the scholar stuff here? So we've got professional. This needs informant, which I can always make again if I need. Applicable knowledge needs... You've got to be shitting me. I've never needed so many books in my life. I swear to God, I've never needed so many damn books in my life. Oh man, it's funny. Let's go ahead and make this. This is expensive, applicable knowledge. I'm kind of not surprised. It's pretty good. You know, just reduction of cooldowns by 1. That's awesome. And Great Scholar, which, well, you guessed it, I need more books. Dear. Let's go ahead and make this one more time. But I want to do this now because before we do Starlight Junction is going to be the next mission we do on screen. But I am going to do 1 or 2 missions off screen. I do want to get Kylie off like level 1 and just into a little bit of experience into her role. Although we have got enough things here, but I do want to give it a little, just 1 spin, just to kind of put together what I think I'm going to want. And then we kind of work with that. I did not take Great Scholar there. Oops. So what we're going to do with Kylie is we are going to rip... Skilled Military Strategist. It's a support. Do we have it? It's something we can currently research. Which ain't many. So there we go. After a little bit of testing, found out it's actually luck for Skilled Military Strategist, which kind of amuses me that that's a thing. It's kind of funny. But what we're going to do is we're going to clear every single mastery that Kylie has. All of them. Everything goes. Total blank slate. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to put on every single class mastery that she can fit onto this. And what we're looking to do here, basically, is find as much set information as possible. That's what I'm looking to do here. Try and find out what sets involve some of these, and then kind of suss it out from there, basically. So put on all that. Put on all of the engineer stuff that we've currently got access to. So you see Bookworm there. I've got something, but I don't know what it is. At the start of your turn, remove all debuffs. And removing that also grants, and it gives excitement as well. That's awesome. That is really cool. But hopefully some of these class masteries is things that I have access to and that I can make. So you see Improved Sun Machine there, we can see already is in addition. And I'm going to look to use these as the official... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, then. So here we go. So we've got Mechanical Engineer. Upon fighting machine-type enemies, me and the robot I have deals extra damage and reduces damage taken. That's pretty damn good. But when we know about Disassembly Specialist, upon fighting machine types, we acquire materials more. So that's going to be probably the Material Collector. Is that on this one? It's one I possess. And when someone improves some machine, following effects to those bits and pieces, you get AT reductions. Wow, that was both of them. Neat. All right then, so extreme speed was for both of these. That is pretty badass there. Okay, so. And it's giving me access to 2 more. The Early Bird. Engaging in battle with targets whose amount of information is 100% gives extra information on where enemies are. Putting a target out of action decreases all ability cooldowns by 1. That's very neat. And that is a support that I can currently research as well. It's going to be probably, I assume, Informant? Question mark? I would guess that's Informant? Yes, it is. Alright, so that's pretty neat there. So you can see here, now we've got some class masteries, and now we can kind of start basing stuff amongst this. So professional, educational, great scholar we don't necessarily need. Kinetics is on lots of things. Also, that would be really useful. Counter or response attacks are triggered. AT reduces by 20. And you can see how stuff's now starting to pair amongst each other here. Extreme speed on 4 of her stuff. That is crazy, but really awesome. In fact, Kylie could do the speed increases as well. So, out of all the masteries you've got, We have these 3 that I don't really need. So is there any that I don't want? Professional, educational, great scholar. If you go to your mastery sets, you can also do this as well. Obviously, so this is class stuff, swordsman, stuff I just don't know, fighter, and eventually, here we are. As you can see here as well, the various sets. So there's one here with educational that we can actually make here. And some of this stuff is also going to be stuff that I just don't have access to currently. So there's here, great scholar with loads of support stuff here. And you can kind of see how you can start kind of trying to guess and craft your stuff here. There's another one here as well, professional and educational, with 2 supports that I possess. I'm trying to think if there's any way to work out what that might be. Like trying to think about it. I mean, it could be freaking anything, man. Unless you just guess. Professional and educational. I don't know. Could be meeting a new friend, meeting a best friend. Is there any? Even just look at the supports and just see if there's anything that like says something along those lines. I mean, but where would you go here? You just like look at all of this stuff here. But sometimes there are clues in like some of the bio things. Like it gives you clues to something that looks similar. Although I don't really know what I'm looking for here, so I don't know. I'd have to mess around with it and see what I can play around with. But you get the general idea. So I think, yeah, that's what we'll do. I imagine. That sounds good to me. This is riveting commentary. I do apologize. The problem here, though, is that with all this stuff, that's 27 out of 30 for Kylie, and that is kind of a problem. I'm pretty uncomfortable with that. So let me look at that mastery set again. I'm kind of curious. Oh, Christ, there's more stuff here. Right, okay, this is scholar stuff. Possess. I possess both of them, apparently. And there's stuff here as well. So, unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is going to be locked to me until I get more class levels with Kylie. Which is why I want to do one mission on the side just to see if I can figure out what that might be. Okay. So, I reckon what we're going to do is, I guess, take this stuff off for the moment. Take off educational. Take off professional. Just for the moment. And we're going to look to see what else I could do with having... What sets I could do. What's your stats look like? 1200 health. 60 vigor, 1 recovery. That's a problem. Move distance of 9, speed 70 is okay. Your move difference is kind of sucky, though. Your equipment, though, it can be obviously improved. We've got Momo and Vivi. I assume I can make better stuff of that now. I would imagine. Probably. And then, obviously, you've got your various equipments here, which we can definitely improve. So I'll play around with that. I can probably get her move distance improved with some bits and pieces, so that should be okay. Oh, she has some outfits as well. Let's have a look. So we've got the casual here. Got the red and black. Man, look at that. Holy Christ, that is kind of... It's kind of out there. It's alright, though. And then we've got the white. Hey, I quite like the white, actually. I love the white outfits in this game. They're pretty good, actually. That's not too bad. We'll keep it for that for the time being. So, 10 points for you. What do I want to put on for you then? So what you can do, actually, is you go to Mastery Sets. You can actually come here and put on actual... Look at the sets you've got and actually put them... So if I want to put on Shikuchi for speed and move distance, like, I can literally put that on here because I've got the spaces. Stuff like that. If I want to put on, you know, Macho Man, I could do that as well. If it's white, it's a thing you can put on there if you already know what it is. Which is basically going to be just all the basic stuff. I'm not going to be able to put on any of this. These are already got on. And I've already gone as well. So, any of these basic sets I just want to put on you for the time being? A little bit more health would be good for you. I'm not gonna lie. Shikuchi already halfway too though. Combat training is just health. Just basic stuff. Body training, muscle training, concentrated fire, and survival training. It's gonna cost you 4 manuals. Put that on. That blocks everything but final resistance. Because it only needs will to survive and indomitable will. I might whack that on. It gives us plus 300 health as well. Sure, whack that on too. So that gets you up to about like 1600 health or something like that. 1900 health. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And then we've got 3 more training points to put on kind of whatever we want here. So recharging. Thing is, giving her improvement to SP doesn't really do anything at this point, unfortunately, because it's just, you know, she has no overdrive to use. It just kind of runs out, so it doesn't really help a lot. Maybe giving you some like attack stuff seems good. It seems like it would be logical. So, oh, there's principal list. What was the other one we picked up as well? That we got the name for, but I don't remember what it was. I don't quite recall. It was P something, wasn't it? Maybe it was principal list. No, that wasn't that. It was something else we picked up, but I don't quite recall what it was called. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's tempting. She's pretty well balanced, actually. She's not got too much. Obviously, it's all heavy ability, and that's what her stuff later on is going to be. It's all very, very heavy ability stuff. So we'll see how we go here. I think we'll just go ahead and give you. I think attacking seems reasonable. Heavy strike wouldn't be bad for extra damage. That's going to be of use. And we'll give you just like. Just give you distortion field. It's going to make Kylie pretty hard to kill, actually, so I think it'd be good. And we can also go ahead, just for the time being, and we can go ahead and give her, not that one, yearning and stuff. The couple of basic ones, like learning and stuff. So you can just pick up some experience cheaply on the side. If I actually take off distortion field, let me actually give you the other one that improves as well, whichever one it is. Not that one. Treasure Hunter, no, that one. Understanding, that's the one here. And we'll go ahead and do this. Because again, she is about 5-6 levels behind everyone else, and that will need some catching up. So I'm actually happy to put in some effort to, you know, make a push for that. I think that's reasonable. Cool. Alright then. So that's Kylie done for now. I'll deal with equipment off screen. Don't worry about that. What else were we going to do? We were going to go and do the, yes, districts. So I had a little bit of a think about what I want to apply for. We can apply for most districts available here, but I think at this point I just kind of want money. I probably would want Metrodium, but I actually don't have enough cash. I'm down by like 13. Hold on a second here. Kylie, you don't need this grenade. We can sell that. Metrodium's just going to give you the most money. The problem is it doesn't give me like the best thing here. Pure Street would be nice. What I probably would want is the Angry Barrel. Because this gives me the business support to get further reductions. I think the money it produces will actually be decent. And also it will just increase my jurisdiction funds by 25%. The problem is I need to be level 8 reputation here, which I can't be at the moment. So I'd have to like do this mission a couple of times. There are a couple of options as well. Iron Forest is not a bad shout because there's just so many missions that take place in the Iron Forest. So you just have inspection and get +5 rep every single time, which would be definitely good. It's also not too expensive to apply for. The reduction of reputation on evaluations is not terrible. Training manuals is like, yeah, okay, I guess. Problem is I'd spend like so much money for this, and I kind of actually want the Angry Barrel. There's a problem. Like, having a 20% reduction in motivation points is just so meaningless to me. And I don't even really want any of the jurisdiction stuff either. I guess I could do this and just grab Merchant Union and look to buff up the business for a little while and then make a change to this later on. Maybe change out Magenta Street for Angry Barrel, perhaps? I don't hate that, actually. I think that's not unreasonable. Let me go ahead and just make 13 bucks. So dumb how few I've got to set up make here. Oh yeah, you see here, so all the machine parts are available here now. So you can see all of this stuff. Right, let's just sell like this basic stuff here. I'm never going to use any of this. Oh, again, I didn't make a load of that. It'll be fine. Okay, Metrodium, please. I'm just doing this for the money. That's all I'm really doing this for. Shall I apply? Alright, so business. So we get 16% reduction of businesses now. That's pretty good. And we'll go for the Merchant Union so we can buff up the Angry Barrel. Alright, cool. That's done. Is there anything else that I want to do on screen? Not that I can think of. Let's go to Shooter Street quickly. Now, has anyone got any new quests for us around here? No, we don't. Okay, then. So, nothing else to do here. Makes sense. There might be some more quests for people to do once I do the Starlight stuff, but doesn't look like it. Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's reasonable. So, I think we'll call that a interlude video then. Not the most exciting one I've ever done, but there was a lot of little gritty stuff to go into. So, next time... Well, what we're going to do, so between now and the next video, I'm going to go ahead and probably do a little bit of crafting. I'm going to go make some equipment for Kylie. I'm going to go ahead and build like better robots, one that we're actually going to take into combat. I will do a mission on the side somewhere. I don't know which one. I might actually got the Angry Barrel or something just to get this jurisdiction up, because I would like that. And we'll probably call that a day. And then... Finally, I've been putting this up for ages, but next video, we are going to be doing the Starlight Junction. This is going to be an absolute brutal war. The fact that freaking Jane is with us as well tells me that this is going to be some fight, and I am very looking forward to it. It should be a barrel of laughs. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you soon.